Well, it's been a while since I've made a video, but there's been a lot of work done. I got my brake lines all done up. I got the doors finished out as close as I can get them and mounted on permanently. Front fenders are all finished up and mounted on. Everything's in epoxy primer there. And I got my engine and transmission all set in there. Finally found a decent set of headers that fit real nice. Got my ProFlow 4 Edelbrock system on there. Just mocking up the radiator, seeing if it's going to fit. Now I got to try to find a real. It's going to sit back probably another ½ inch, so I got to find a real thin electric fan unit that'll fit in there. Everything seems to be working out pretty good. I got the inner fenders all redone. Had to get new ones of those, and still had to patch them because they were all rotten. The doors and everything are fitting pretty good. Everything's coming out pretty darn good. So I got my fuel lines run down from the fuel tank over to the back end of the frame. Now I just got to run it from there up into here. And then I'm going to start, once I get that done, I'll go ahead and take everything out of the interior again and pull the seat back out. I got my dash put up with a couple screws and bolts, and I'll go ahead and reinstall the vintage air unit so I can start fitting everything else up. I want to build a panel to go up underneath this side here on the left side to mount my fuse panel and the modules. There'll be a couple of them mounted on this side of the steering column and a couple on the other side of the steering column. So I can get everything all mounted in there. I could then I'll pull all this back out, spray the whole inside and the trunk with that lizard skin, and then I can go ahead and run my wiring and try to get what I can get done before the painter's ready for the car. So, but yeah, my door gaps, they stayed pretty good. They're pretty darn consistent. Like I said, I had to cut back this edge here, grind it down, weld it up, fit it. Had to do that to each fender, on each fender also, to get the gaps over there so the doors didn't hit. And so now that I got that done, oh yeah, then I also had to gap out the top of the dang the gas cap lid, because it didn't fit, because the corners of the car are round and the corners on here were square. So it's like putting a square peg in a round hole. Didn't fit too well. So I just cut these back a little bit, then knocked them, pounded them around, formed them. So it all fits really good now. Well, once I get the rubber bumpers on there. And now I got to work on the trunk lid. It fits pretty good, but I still got to relieve it underneath here just a little bit and bring this corner down a little bit, and then I'll weld that up and then do the metal work on it. But yeah, no, it's coming along. At least it looks like a car now. So yeah, I was hoping to get a whole lot farther than I am now, but it just, life. Anyway, yeah. And my hood, it's over here. It's pretty straight. There's a couple little tiny dings on it here, like somebody laid it down underneath and hit it from the bottom. So I'll just tap those down, and other than that, the hood's really nice. So won't be much work on that. Anyway, yeah, it's coming along. It's coming along. So anyway, like you can see, I terminated my brake lines up here, and then once I get the master cylinder bolted in place, the proportioning valve will sit right about here, and I'll just run flex lines down to that. I left enough line down there so that if there is any vibration or movement, it has a little bit of a bounce in it because there's enough slack in those cut. I use NICOP, so. But yeah, it's coming along. It's coming along. Hopefully, I'll be able to. By this time next year, I'll be able to drive it. Anyway, that's it for now. Just got to keep on going.